Okay, so today is going to be probably longer than usual because I just want to complain. I want to complain about people. I want to rant about people. But before I go to do that, not any specific people, but like people in general, literally, basically the whole human race. Before I do that, I do want to read a couple passages that I think are related to what I'm going to be complaining about today, but also something about these passages a couple days ago clicked, and I was like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. So I'm like very excited to talk about those, but like at a different day. Today I have to like pour my soul out. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. The reason why I'm going to be talking about this passage is very much related to who these words were spoken to. I think there's a huge part that we miss from this passage. I think it becomes like it's used in arguments about soteriology, about salvation. But I think it's so important to like realize who this passage is being spoken to, and that it's kind of talking not necessarily that God like allowed every single person, that he gave them all a choice, but it's more talking about that it doesn't matter who you're born from, doesn't matter which lineage you're born from. But before I make that claim, we're going to have to return to that passage at some point. The second passage is my favorite passage in all the Bible, but it is John 3:16 that kind of made it make sense to me. Again, I feel like I read Galatians so many times, and so many times I'm like, aha. And then a year passes and I'm like, aha. And then a year passes and I'm like, aha. So like, so much to learn from it. And I don't feel like I'm learning the wrong things. I'm just like learning deeper things more and more. Yeah. Anyways, so Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. In the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. Again, his lineage no longer matters, right? And then the final one is 3, I think it was 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, there is no male and female, for you are all one in Jesus Christ. And if you are Christ, then you are Abraham's offspring, heirs according to the promise. According to promise. I have one more passage, and it's Jeremiah 9:24. But that one I will save for the end, if I don't forget. If I do forget, you can check what it is. Basically, I have I forgot the saying. Anyways, a bone to pick. I have a bone to pick with like everybody. No, he's getting caught. Okay. I have a bone to pick with everybody because I was just thinking like, I'm a Ukrainian. I love Ukrainian people. But every time I go online and I see like the destruction that's happening right now with Russia and Ukraine, both of them just like destroying themselves. Like everybody's dying, their lands are being taken away. And like I love Ukrainian people, but I think they're so foolish for letting their governments and even other governments and other nationalities and other peoples to trick them into basically destroying themselves. Like the Slavic people are over and over and over again since the Soviet Union just like destroying themselves. I'm not gonna make a statement that those statements are like what I'm saying is true, but that's how I see it, and I think that they are foolish, but I love them. And that's how I feel about all these people that I'm about to talk about, because I love these people. Like every single, like I've had Muslim friends, I had Hindu friends. I don't have Jewish friends. I don't think I know anybody who's Jewish, not necessarily, but I have a fairly big chunk of my family who, like my not immediate family, even though there's one immediate family, that like believes that they're Jews. So I don't know anything about Buddhism, so I don't even know what they worship. I should find out, probably. But like everybody else, like, okay, I want to take a look at our prophets because it just makes me so mad. Why would you believe the prophets that you believe? So, like, we worship Jesus, the prophet who is divine, a divine prophet. That's what we believe. Everybody else doesn't believe that. But, like, even if they don't believe that, he is a person who historically is a good person. Like, I don't mean just like, oh, he's a good guy. Like, no, he's like, he hasn't done anything that anybody, historians who hate Christianity, who like people who are opposed to like any religion, they still cannot find anything wrong with Jesus. He was genuinely like a good person. And like he was great. And he, whether you believe in the miracles or not, like those miracles that he did were like wonderful. And even if you don't believe in the supernatural of them, like the fact that he managed to do them in a non-supernatural way, like amazing, great guy. We believe in him. We basically worship him and we are transformed to be more and more like him. But then there's Muslims. And they believe a guy who did kill, a guy who did rape. No, it wasn't rape. They were married. No. They were children. He raped them. Okay? A guy who killed, a guy who raped, a guy who did a bunch of bad things. Like, why would you make that be the example that you want to worship and live by? Like, why would you make that be your prophet? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, why is that a person that you would listen to? Right? And then, like, going back to Jews. For a second, I'm going to just focus on, like, the Torah, tradition Jews. Because, like, their prophets, the ones that they believe in right now, are David. We know David's sins. We know the evil that he has done. We know Moses. We know what he has done. He's also killed. He's also wasn't led into the promised land. We know all the other prophets. They have done bad things. All of them died, okay? Every single Old Testament prophet died. They were literally used by God, by God's grace, and they are an example of like, hey, nobody else is good. Nobody else except Jesus, no matter how close they got, they just were not enough. They were just never good enough because perfection is the goal. Why would you use these people that were used by God to do awesome things to be the person that you want to look up to the most, like that you want to like imitate? Like, no, they were all messed up people. You're also a messed up person. You also have done bad things. They've done bad things. So that doesn't make sense to me why they would worship, why they would trust these people so much when there is Jesus around, or where there is the perfect around, where there is like where there is God around, you know? And then I don't like. Then there's the other people of Israel, the ones that worship Satan, the synagogue, those that call themselves Jews but are the synagogue of the Satan. Those are the ones that are my favorite because they're so stupid. They literally worship the father of lies, the father who was a murderer from the beginning, and they think that, hey, we're so smart, we're so clever, we're going to kill people, we're going to lie to people, and we're going to get away with it, and we're going to use people to kill themselves, to kill each other, and we are so smart and la-di-da-di-da. Your father is a liar and a murderer. You do realize he's going to lie to you and murder you. Like, if you so freely do this to other people, why do you think he's not doing it to you? It's like so foolish. It's so dumb. He like gives them the little riches, the little fame, the little feelings of power. And so they think they can go lie and they think they can go murder, and they are just like so impressed with themselves, and they think they're on top of the world and they're smarter than everybody else. Meanwhile, they're literally being lied to and they are going to be murdered. Like, your end is death. Your end is death. Christ is King. He has conquered everything. And I just think you all are dumb. With much love, you all are dumb. Like, those who you choose to worship, I think you choose to worship those because you can reach their level. Their level is attainable. But God's level is not attainable, only through Jesus Christ. And that's like, I can confidently call you dumb and boast about what I know because I love this passage in the Bible. Let not the wise man boast in his wisdom, let not the mighty man boast in his might, let not the rich man boast in his riches, but let him who boasts boast in this, that he understands and knows me, that I am the Lord who practices steadfast love, justice, righteousness in the earth. For these things I delight, declares the Lord. Love, justice, and righteousness. And know the Lord. It's incredible. Incredible how, like, y'all are being fooled. Y'all are being led astray. Why do you let your prophets and why do you let your God be somebody that you can control? Or somebody that's worse than you? It amazes me. Let me press a pause for a second because my energy just went and I know there was something else circling in my mind. I'll be back in 1 second. I could not remember what was like circling in my mind, but like I did remember Hinduism. Another religion that is like literally every single Hindu person I met, I adore them. I love them. Muslim people, like, amazing. Like, they're just like such good friends. They're such warm people. They're such hospitable people, like incredible people. Like, I would gladly go and live among them, like not even live with Slavic or American people. Like, I'll go there any time of the week, any time of the year, any time of my life. I don't know. Anyways, but like worshiping statues, really? I know there's like a deity behind the statues that you worship, but not the actual statue that you worship. But literally, you are worshiping a statue. You cannot worship this deity without having that statue. And you're worshiping something that can't hear you because their ears don't work. You're worshiping something that can't see you because their eyes don't work. And the Bible says that when you worship those things, you become like them. You become deaf and you become blind. Why? I think the same thing of Catholic churches and like Orthodox church. I do not understand. I'm attacking everybody today. I'm not even gonna go towards like Mormonism and what's the other, Jehovah's Witnesses. Those are just too dumb to even mention. But like, why are Catholics and Orthodox, why do they need these images? Like, literally one of the 10 Commandments was like not to create any engraved images. And I do understand that the temple was built with a lot of symbolism, and symbolism is good. It's good to have symbolism in your life. But like, you cannot tell me that you're not worshiping those images, because remove them. Why do you need them? Like, why do you need their presence to do anything? Why? You believe that the presence of those images does you some sort of good. That's why you're buying them. That's why you're paying for them. But literally, like, again, that's dumb. You're literally believing that a piece of wood or a piece of metal is doing something good for you. Yes, it's the power behind the piece of wood or behind the piece of metal. But like, do you honestly think Mary is sitting in heaven and she's like bestowing some power through a piece of metal or a piece of wood on earth? Like, that's like the other thing. I heard somebody from the Orthodox tradition say something that I was like, actually piqued my interest. And it was something about like, we remember these people because there are people sitting in heaven and they are like cheering on the good fight for us and stuff like that, something along those lines. But like, But like, the Bible tells us to honor our brothers and sisters. I think if we were focused on honoring our brothers and sisters here on earth, we would have no time to be spending honoring those who are in heaven. Like, worship God and you will be like God. You will be transformed from one degree of glory to another to be like Him. Everything else, do it for the people who are alive on earth. Like, stop focusing on the dead people. Yes, they're alive in heaven. Yes, they are. And they are watching how you interact. Maybe they're not watching. I don't know. I feel like I'm about to say something that might be heretical because I don't actually know what people in heaven are doing or if they're even like conscious right now. I don't know. I haven't like understood that part of the doctrine. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe once I do, I'll be like, yeah, icons. But no, I don't think so. I think there is nothing in the Bible. Maybe there's something in the traditions, but there's, like, I've read the Bible multiple times. Yes, there's so much room for symbolism, but there's never room for carved out images of people. Like, not even God. Like, I think images of Jesus are just like, and this is where I'm going to touch my Protestant friends too, everybody. This is not a hill I'm going to die on, but like, images of Jesus are also too much because they're not actually images of Jesus. They're images of like some human. And like, why not just worship God in your mind without creating an image of Him? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't mean like in your mind only, in your heart, mind, with your strength, with like everything, like with your being, worship God. Not just like, I worship you, Jesus, you know, like not that. Even though it might involve that. Anyways, those were my thoughts, what I've been like driving home with. And I got home and I was like, I gotta do this. And then I had to feed my baby. And I have a microphone on today because he's watching something. Because I was like, I really want to get online and share my thoughts. This has been fun. I feel a lot more alive than I did in the last video. Anyways, I really hope, I think there is a born again aspect of Christianity which we will talk about next week, which is like the most important thing. But like, just intellectually realizing that what you believe in is a pile of crap on a silver platter. That's a quote from Martin Luther King. No, Martin Luther, the reformer. He called somebody's rhetoric a pile of poop on a silver platter. So don't judge me if you're not judging him. Intellectually, even without being a born-again Christian yet, without like understanding those things, you should be able to understand that what you believe in is dumb. It's dumb. I think I'm done for today. I'm gonna go.